Number of people raised issues that you, I think, summarised as, I think it was your phrase, emotional dumping.
Yeah.
Um, how would you deal with a situation where you have some of that going on in your practice?
Yeah, it's really difficult when you first get it. So, where we had situations like that when there's been a contract change or someone hasn't been, approved for, someone wants to finish an hour earlier. Each night we've had that situation, can't fill a chair or run our business um, in the way that they think that is appropriate. And so typically it's a huge, big, long email. And they can be quite similar to some of the if any dentist clinician that's been in practice for long enough will have seen patient complaints, and it just seems to throw kitchen sink into the complaint. Every little thing that is even annoyed them on their way to visiting the practice ends up in the complaint, and so it can be quite similar when we have that from the team. Um, and if it goes, typically if there's something somebody's unhappy about and it goes beyond 2 to 3 paragraphs, my response is always, look, we're not having a back and forward mail or messenger or whatever type of system you have in your practice. We're not having this exchange in writing. Let's have a chat. Ideally, do it face to face. People, for some reason, have a lot more empathy for others when you meet face to face. Zoom, if it really is the only way that you can do it, obviously geographical restrictions and whatnot when you have a bigger group, like mine. But ideally done face to face, and you say, and you come in and you meet. But you make sure people know within the practice. Look, if you have a concern, then we arrange to have a conversation. We don't do emotional dumping. Because it really weighs heavily. I could receive a big emotional dumping email on a Friday. For some reason, it will still, be at the back of my mind until the Monday when we can go and actually deal with it, because you genuinely care about people in your team.
Yeah.
And you don't want, I hate things that linger. I want to go in and deal with them quickly. But I just have in my earlier days, when I would maybe shoot from the hip, I'd be straight back on defending myself via email. Disaster, absolutely disaster. And so, making sure that you have the systems in place to actually say, okay, looks like you need a one-to-one. I know that you have one for your line manager. Let's continue with that, but why don't you and I have a one-to-one? And they get to feedback to you, and you get to feedback to them, and you
Mm.
can whatever tools, and it becomes a two-way street and an open, candid conversation. And at times you find out something that's going on in someone's personal life. There are issues, possibly professionally. The and you really get a deep understanding, and you sometimes work out that okay, that's not you don't agree that the way forward over the long term. You say, okay, well, we can't make that hourly change, but we understand that if you need to do that because of childcare or family life or whatever, then that's still appropriate for you. And so if you need to find somewhere else to work, then let's work out a plan of what we do to make that work for you. Maybe working elsewhere or going part time or trying to find that common ground. But ultimately, if you can't make that common ground, so that it's a collaborative approach to helping someone find a new role at another practice, whether that is within or outside the company. You leave people in a far better place if you do it that way. So yeah, face-to-face meetings when you have messages, emails, things like that. Even try and avoid the phone calls. Need to see body language and facial expressions to have that empathy for each other.